Remember tonight, for it is the beginning of always. Nobody wants to believe that existence carries on without at least taking a stumble from their departure of this world. It is better for the heart to break than not to break. One of the greatest tragedies in life is to lose your own sense of self and accept the version of you that is expected by everyone else. Sometimes success isn't about making the right decision, it's more about making some decision. Just go with it, he thought. You won't figure out anything if you give in to fear. Time is heavy sometimes. Imagine how heavy eternity must be. One must wait until the evening to see how splendid the day has been. I try to avoid looking forward or backward and try to keep looking upward. Real magic can never be made by offering someone else's liver. You must tear out your own and not expect to get it back. If everything seems under control, you're not going fast enough. Yesterday is not ours to recover, but tomorrow is ours to win or lose. Life is more or less a lie, but then again, that's exactly the way we want it to be. Men have two greatest fears. The first fear is the fear of being needed, and the second fear is the fear of not being needed. The free mind, unafraid of labor, presses on to attain the good. Your life is a reflection of your thoughts. Think well. Stay focused and work hard. Nothing in life is for free. The hardest thing about the road not taken is that you never know where it might have led. Sometimes people don't understand the promises they're making when they make them. Start by doing what is necessary, then what is possible, and suddenly you are doing the impossible. People are always complaining that life's not fair, but that simply isn't true. Life is extraordinarily fair. It's just not centered on you. A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. Stand up and walk. Move on. After all, you have perfect legs to stand on. If you start by promising what you don't even have yet, you'll lose your desire to work towards getting it. Inspiration is like perspiration. It tends to strike at the most inopportune of times. You never know when the truth will come home. You can't choose the time. The time chooses you. With ordinary talent and extraordinary perseverance, all things are attainable. Your world of poverty can be recreated to that of affluence simply by speaking the prince's language. A daily dose of daydreaming heals the heart, soothes the soul, and strengthens the imagination. Behind all seen things lies something vaster. Everything is but a path, a portal or a window opening on something other than itself. Stay away from those who want you to be in the same predicament as them. If an apology is followed by an excuse or a reason, it means they are going to commit same mistake again they just apologized for. To leave, after all, was not the same as being left. It's life. You don't figure it out. You just climb up on the beast and ride. My point is, life is about balance. The good and the bad. The highs and the lows. The pina and the colada. It's enough for me to be sure that you and I exist at this moment. Thank people who help you because they make you happy. Thank people who don't help you because they make you strong. The truth always carries the ambiguity of the words used to express it. I'm sorry for my inability to let unimportant things go, for my inability to hold on to the important things. All things one has forgotten scream for help in dreams. One way of looking at speech is to say that it is a constant stratagem to cover nakedness. A man is like a novel. Until the very last page you don't know how it will end. Otherwise, it wouldn't even be worth reading. If you don't like the road you're walking, start paving another one. Yeah, all things live forever, though at times they sleep and are forgotten. If I had it all to do again, there would be more bodies. Sing your life. Any fool can think of words that rhyme. have enough courage to start and enough heart to finish. Everyone who got to where they are had to begin where they were. Kindness is not a business. True kindness expects nothing in return and should never act with conditions. Our whole life is a meditation of our last decision, the only decision that matters. Wisdom is not a product of schooling, but of the lifelong attempt to acquire it. We may be small and we may be young, but we will shake the world for our beliefs. If you are not having fun, you are doing something wrong. Feeling guilty does not set us free. Being equipped sets us free. Receiving is good, but giving is much better. Nevertheless, sharing is the best. One does no question miracles or complain that they are no constructed perfectly to one's liking. Death is not the greatest loss in life. The greatest loss is what dies inside while still alive. Never surrender. If you carry joy in your heart, the burdens of life will become lighter, and your journey will become a dance of joy and contentment. The only way out of the labyrinth of suffering is to forgive. Avoid loud and aggressive persons, they are vexations to the spirit. An error does not become truth by reason of multiplied propagation, nor does the truth become error because nobody will see it. When you take risks, you learn that there will be times when you succeed and there will be times when you fail, and both are equally important. You can go your whole life collecting days, and none will outweigh the one you wish you had back. If you believe very strongly in something, stand up and fight for it. Excuses are merely nails used to build a house of failure. As long as your ideas of what's possible are limited by what's actual, no other idea has a chance. We believe in ordinary acts of bravery, in the courage that drives one person to stand up for another. You should never assume. You know what happens when you assume. You make an ass out of you and me because that's how it's spelled. The life of the enemy. Whoever lives for the sake of combating an enemy has an interest in the enemy staying alive. People aren't born good or bad. Maybe they're born with tendencies either way, but it's the way you live your life that matters. It is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not weakness, that is life. Don't waste your time hating a failure. Failure is a greater teacher than success. Listen, learn, go on. Always be friendly, always be kind, like the most beautiful flower that you can find. Anything can be done, as long as you truly believe it. The essence of being human is that one does not seek perfection. Searching outside of you is samsara. Searching within you leads to nirvana. The trouble with fiction, said John Rivers, is that it makes too much sense. Reality never makes sense. I am not good at noticing when I'm happy, except in retrospect. Future generations will remember me not for sitting on that chair, but for getting up when the time came. Dream your dream, and realize that you are more than just the dreamer. You are the point of origin for its reality. Even the finest sword plunged into salt water will eventually rust. If you don't know who you truly are, you'll never know what you really want. Courage is living by the free will that one creates for themselves, not the life of monotony determined by another. Maybe the truth is I really want to like you instead. Although my memory's fading, I remember two things very clearly. I am a great sinner and Christ is a great Savior. Those at the top of the mountain didn't fall there. Every man is a damn fool for at least 5 minutes every day. Wisdom consists in not exceeding the limit. Books didn't make me wallow in darkness. Darkness made me wallow in books. A loving soul was always more beautiful over the long haul, but actual prettiness was fleeting. One can get used to ugliness, but never to negligence. Words are your paintbrush, and your life is the canvas. You can paint whatever you want to paint. I guess sometimes you have to lie to find the truth. The planet was being destroyed by manufacturing processes, and what was being manufactured was lousy, by and large. Regardless of how black the page, he had always managed to turn it and move on to a new chapter in his life. I don't like people around me sad. I like making people happy. The real question of life after death isn't whether or not it exists, but even if it does, what problem this really solves. Notice the difference between being in control and needing control. You need to find a way to live your life that it doesn't make a mockery of your values. Only knowledge can turn life's unbearableness into a weapon. Life consists of what man is thinking about all day.